Namaste. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhi Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome back to yet another session of the Bhagavad Gita. We just started off the 10th chapter. We completed the 6th verse. So the 10th chapter is known as Vibhuti Yoga, which talks about the greatness of the Supreme Being. And through the course of this chapter, Krishna uses a lot of examples to showcase the greatness of the Supreme, using things that Arjuna can easily relate to. And later we can see that we can easily replace this with something that all of us can relate to. So we saw this 6th shloka. Now we come to the 7th one. He says, Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. So one who understands my yogic powers and my manifold manifestations becomes steadily established in yoga. There is no doubt about this. So yaha, one who mama etam vibhutim yogam, this vibhuti yoga of mine, this grandeur, this splendor of the path of splendor of my yogic powers, the powers of yoga, who understands tattvataha vetti, who indeed in reality, in essence, understands this, saha, such a person, avikampena, without any unsteadiness, without any, like trembling or uncertainty. Vikampana is like trembling or shaking or doubt, uncertainty. Avikampena, without any doubt, absolutely without any unsteadiness, yogena yujyate. He becomes established in yoga, steadily established in yoga. Atra na samshayaha. There is no doubt about this. Now, yoga in this case refers to union with the Supreme, oneness with the Supreme. When any individual perceives the cosmos as a divine play, as a divine force at work, it's not possible for that individual to distance himself from the Supreme. He sees the same Supreme everywhere. He realizes that he's like a wave in the ocean. So the wave and the ocean don't have a separate existence except in our perception. When we see the wave, when the wave rises, we think it's got an independent existence, but very soon we realize that it is it is the ocean. It arises, it merges into the ocean. It is the ocean. So therefore, a person who realizes this larger thing cannot distance himself from the ultimate. So etam vibhutim yogam cha.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha.
Mama yo vetti tattvataha.
Mama yo vetti tattvataha.
Sovikampena yogena.
Sovikampena yogena.
Yujyate natra samshayaha.
Yujyate natra samshayaha.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the origin of all, and everything evolves out of me. Knowing this, the wise worship me with all their heart. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I'm the origin of everything. Mattah sarvam pravartate. Everything evolves out of me. Iti matva. Having realized this or recognizing this, knowing this, buddhaha, the intelligent, the wise, the learned, bhava samanvitaha mam bhajante. They worship the Supreme with all their sincerity and bhava, emotion and honesty, and with all their heart. They realize that This Supreme is the origin of everything, and they worship it, the Supreme, with all their heart. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवो
mattas sarvam pravartate
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
iti matva bhajante mam
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां
बुधा भाव समन्विताः.
बुधा भावसमन्विताः
मच्चित्ता मद्गत प्राणा बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. So their focus is entirely on me, the wise, the realized, the Jivan Muktas, whatever you call. Their focus is totally on the Supreme. And their senses are absorbed in me. They enlighten one another. Forever they speak of my glory and find immense peace and joy. Also, it refers to the devotees who are absolutely immersed in the highest being. They enlighten one another, and their senses are absorbed in the Supreme, and they always speak of the great glory of the Supreme and find immense peace and joy. Through this process, it's very important that they find peace. It is not something done for any agitation. So this it continues from the previous verse. This Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha Buddhaha Matchittaha. They are totally absorbed in me. Madgata Pranaha. So their entire all their senses have been dedicated to the Supreme. Parasparam Mam Bodhayantaha Kathayantaha. So they enlighten one another by discussing about the Supreme, by enlightening one another about the Supreme. Kathayanta cha nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So they are always speaking about the greatness of the Supreme. They are always discussing about the greatness of the Supreme, and they are tushyanti ramanti. They are satisfied, they are fulfilled, and they enjoy. Their peace and joy. Both of them are there. So matchitta madgata prana
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणा
bodhayantaha parasparam
बोधयन्तः परस्परं
kathayantascha mam nityam
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते. So तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते. So Krishna says, I grant the power of discretion to those who love me and are always devoted to me, so that they may unite with me, so that they may attain the highest level. So satata yuktanam priti purvakam bhajatam. So people who are always connected to me, and priti purvakam, who have great love and affection for me, and who are always devoted to the highest and who worship the highest. Bhajatam, Tesham, to them, Tam Buddhi Yogam Dadami. I grant this Buddhi Yoga, the power of discretion, the ability to discriminate between right and wrong, between what is temporary, what is permanent, what is the lower state, what is the higher state. So that once they have this Buddhi Yoga, the power of the discretion, power of intellect or Viveka, so Buddhi Yogam Dadami, I grant them Yena Te Mam Upayanti. Those who worship me, who are devoted to me, I grant this Buddhi Yoga so that they can Yena Te Mam Upayanti, so they can attain me, so they can be united with me, so they can reach my state of being. Tesham Satata Yuktana
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
Bhajatam Priti Purvakam
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
Yena Mam Upayanti Te.
येन माम् उपयान्ति ते।
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. So out of my kindness, I, who resides in their heart, destroy the darkness of ignorance by lighting the lamp of wisdom. Atma bhavastha aham. I am residing in the Atma. I am residing in their hearts. I am residing in their innermost being. Aham. Tesham. In their residing in their hearts. Eva anukampartham bhasvata ज्ञानदीपेन अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि. So, anukampartham, out of compassion, out of kindness, out of goodness of my heart, anukampartham bhasvata jnanadipena, like lighting the lamp of wisdom, ajnanajam tamaha, the darkness that is born out of ignorance, ajnanajam tamaha nashayami, I destroy the darkness that is born of ignorance by Jnanadipena Bhasvata, by lighting the lamp of wisdom. Tesham evanu kampartham. You're muted, Gauri. You're not able to unmute. Okay. Try now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
Aham ajnanajam tamaha
अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः
nashayamyatma bhavastho
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो
jnanadipena bhasvata.
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
Nashayami atma become nashayamyatma. Now Arjuna starts speaking. Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavam purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum. So this 12, 13, 14 are one unit. So let's look at these three shlokas together. So he says param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum. आहुस्त्वाम ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यास स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देव न दानवाः. So these three verses are to be taken together. It's easier to understand. He says, Krishna, all the rishis, the great seers, rishis, including Asita, Devala, Vyasa, the Devarshi Narada, the divine seer Narada, all these people describe you as the supreme Brahman, the ultimate refuge, the greatest purifier, the supreme spirit, the Lord of lords, the eternal, the divine, the unborn, and the all-pervading one. So unborn, because birth and death only is for mortals. The Supreme Being has neither birth nor death. Besides, Krishna, you have confirmed it yourself. So I take it as true. Neither the gods nor their enemies, neither the Devas nor the Danavas can truly know your infinite grandeur. So, Bhavan Param Brahma, you are the Supreme Brahman. Param Dhama, the the eternal refuge, the ultimate abode. Paramam Pavitram, the greatest purifier. Then Shashvatam Divyam Purusham. So you are the eternal. Divyam is divine, and Purusham, this Purusha, supreme spirit. Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So you are the foremost Adideva, the Lord of Lords, the foremost of the Lords, Ajam, unborn, Vibhum, the one who is all pervading, all powerful. Devarshihi Naradaha. So the divine seer Narada, Asitaha, Devalaha, Vyasaha. So Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Sarve Rishayaha, all the rishis, Tvam Ahuhu. They say this about you, that Swayam cha eva me bravishi. So you have yourself told me about this. Right now, what Krishna said in the first few verses of the 10th chapter. So Keshava, Mam yat vadasi etat sarvam ritam manye. Whatever has been told to me, yat vadasi, whatever you told me, etat sarvam, all this, ritam manye, I consider it to be true. I deem it to be an honest representation. I take it as true. Bhagavan, oh Supreme One, Supreme Being, Devaha te vyaktim na viduhu. The Devas, the deities, do not know your personality. They do not know your true self. Nahi Danavaha. And indeed, not the Danavas, not the demons, not the enemies of the Devas also. Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Deva Deva, Jagatpate. All these things are, Sambodhana, like a address to the Supreme Krishna, Bhagavan, Krishna, Purushottama, the best of all beings, Purushottama, or the best of men. Bhuta Bhavana, the source of all beings, Bhutesha, the Lord of all beings, Deva Deva, God of gods, Jagatpate, master of the universe. Tvam Swayam Eva Atmana Atmanam Vetha. Only you can know your true self. Nobody else knows it. So I think we have to cover one more verse. I've already explained that. Yeah, correct. So Swayam Evatmanatmanam Vetha Tvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. So that's the one which he says Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. So Lord of Lords, Supreme Person, Lord of Beings, Source of all beings, Jagatpate, Master of the universe. Only you know your real nature. Nobody else knows your true self. So let's look at these verses together. These are basically, kind of udgara. So I don't think we need to go too deep into this, but it's easier to look at this set as one unit. So Arjuna Uvacha. Yeah, can you unmute, Gauri? Yeah. Arjuna Uvacha. Param Brahma Param Dhama.
Param Brahma Param Dhama.
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam.
Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve.
Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve.
Devarshi Naradas Tatha.
Devarshi Naradas Tatha. Devarshi Naradas Tatha.
Devarshir Naradas Tatha. Then Asito Devalo Vyasaha.
Asito Devalo Vyasaha.
Swayam Chaiva Bravishime.
Swayam Chaiva Pravishime.
Sarvameta Dhritam Manye.
Sarvametat Dhritam Manye.
Yanmam Vadasi Keshava.
Yanmam Vadasi Keshava.
Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim.
Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim.
Vidur Devana Danavaha.
Vidur Devana Danavaha.
Swayam Evatmanatmanam.
Swayam Evatmanatmanam.
Vetha Tvam Purushottama.
Vethatvam Purushottama.
Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha.
Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha.
Deva Deva Jagatpate.
Deva Deva Jagatpate.
Thank you. Then he says, Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hyatma vibhutayah याभिर विभूतिभिर लोकान इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि. So you are the only person who can tell me in detail about your boundless divine manifestations with which you pervade the universe. Yabhi, by what all? Vibhuti bihi, by what all powers, by what all divine manifestations, tvam, you, iman lokan vyapya tisthasi, that you pervade this universe. So tisthasi is you stand, but basically vyapya tisthasi means you pervade this entire universe. The by what all divine, boundless divine manifestations you pervade this universe. Yaha, those Atma Vibhutayah Divyaha, the divine greatness and the of your Vibhuti, your divine powers. Asheshena Vaktum Arhasi. You must tell me without leaving any details out. Asheshena, which means without any a remainder, without anything left, completely in entirety, in great detail, you must tell me. You must give me a complete picture. Vaktum Arhasya Sheshena.
Vaktum arhasya. Sir, I couldn't hear the last part.
Vaktum Arhasya Sheshena.
Vaktum arhasya sheshena.
Divya Hyatma Vibhutayah.
Divya hyatma vibhutayah.
याभिर विभूतिभिर लोकान
याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि.
इमांस्त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि.
Sorry, it's a little noisy in this hour nowadays. So you must tell me in great detail about your divine manifestations. Katham vidyamaham yogin tvam sada paricintayan keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. So the first line will, when it mixes with when yogin plus tvam will become yogims tvam. So katham vidyamaham yogims tvam sada parichintayan. So, Master of Yoga, how can I know you? O blessed Lord, which of your forms should I meditate upon so that I will always be aware of you? Yogin, O great yogi, aham sada tvam parichintayan katham vidyam. So, how do I always meditate upon you? How do I know you? Sada, always, tvam parichintayan, always thinking about you, meditating upon you. Katham vidyam. So, how will I do that? How would how would I be always aware of you, Bhagavan? Oh, oh Lord, Maya keshu cha bhaveshu chintya asi. So, what are all the forms of yours that I should meditate and contemplate upon so that I can know you, so that I can be aware of you? So, Katham Vidyamaham Yogin.
कथं विद्यामहं योगिनि
Tvam Sada Parichintayan. Oh, you're muted again. You can unmute.
त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन्
Keshu cha bhaveshu
केषु च भावेषु
chintyosi bhagavan maya.
चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन् मया.
Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kathaya triptirhi shrinvato nasti memratam. So tell me more about your power and glory. I feel that I can never hear enough of your immortal words. Janardana, which is again epithet of Krishna. Atmanah yogam vibhutim cha vistarena bhuyah kathaya. So Atmanah yogam, your yoga and your your vibhuti, your grandeur, your splendor, your power. Cha vistarena bhuyah kathaya. So tell me in great detail about your power, your glory, your splendor. Amrutam shrinvataha me triptihi nasti. Your amrutam, like a immortal shrinvataha me triptihi nasti. So your immortal words, I'm never satisfied listening to your immortal. I feel that I can never hear enough of it. I'm not satisfied with a little bit. As much as you say, I will love to listen to it. So vistarenatmano yogam
विस्तरेणात्मनो योगं
vibhutim cha janardana
विभूतिं च जनार्दन
bhuyah kathaya triptirhi
भूयः कथय तृप्तिर्हि
shrinvato nasti memritam.
त्वतो नास्ति मे मृतम्.
Now Krishna starts speaking. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Hanta te kathayishyami divya hyatma vibhutayah pradhanyatah kurushreshta nastyanto vistarasya me. So there is no end to my divine manifestation. So I will share with you just a few prominent ones. So earlier, Arjuna says that Asheshena, without leaving out anything, with all details, you tell me completely about your glory. Immediately, Krishna says, there is no end to my divine manifestation. So I will share with you just a few prominent ones so that you know about it. So Kuru Shrestha, the noblest, the greatest of the Kurus, Anta. Well, Atma Vibhutayah Divyaha hi te. So Atma Bhutayah Divyaha hi te pradhanyatah kathayishyami. So I'll tell you of my power and glory and divinity. I will tell you the most important ones. Me vistarasya antaha nasti. There is no end to my expanse. I can just go on and on. There are so many things, but I will just tell you a few things. Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
श्री भगवानुवाच
Hanta te kathayishyami
हन्तते कथयिष्यामि
divya hyatma vibhutayah
दिव्या ह्यात्मविभूतयः
pradhanyatah kurushrestha
प्राधान्यतः कुरु श्रेष्ठ
nastyanto vistarasya me.
नास्त्यन्तो विस्तरस्य मे.
So, just a few of the prominent manifestations I will share with you. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha Aham Adischa Madhyancha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. So, I am the true self seated in the heart of all beings. So, here, this is a very important verse that equates Krishna with Atma, with Brahman. So whenever he says me, you can take it as Atma, you can take it as Brahman. So I am the true self seated in the heart of all beings. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. That means the birth, the growth, and the death or decay of all creatures. Gudakesha, which is again a epithet of Arjuna, because he was a person who had conquered sleep. Aham sarva bhutashaya sthitaha atma. I am the atma, the spirit, the true self that is seated in all beings, in the heart of all beings. Aham eva bhutanam. I alone, indeed, I am the adihi cha madhyam cha antaha cha bhutanam. Of the beings, of all beings, I am the beginning, the origin, the middle, or the growth, and the anta, or the death or decay of all beings. So Ahamatma Gudakesha
अहमात्मा गुडाकेश
Sarva Bhutashayasthitaha
सर्वभूताशयस्थितः
Ahamadischa Madhyancha
अहमादिश्च मध्यं च
Bhutanamanta evacha.
भूतानामन्त एव च
Adityanamaham Vishnur Jyotisham Raviramshuman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi. Starting from here, he talks about various manifestations. In the sense, I am Vishnu among Adityas. Of the lights, I am the radiant sun. I am Marichi among Maruts. Amid stars, I am the moon. So, like this, he starts giving various examples of how the Supreme is the best of the best, best of whatever is there in any field, any set. The Supreme is the best. So, Aham Adityanam Vishnu, among the 12 Adityas, who are the children of sage Kashyapa and his wife Aditi, Vishnu is one of the Adityas, not different from Lord Vishnu. Okay, this is one of the Adityas. So, Aham Adityanam Vishnu. Among the Adityas, I am Vishnu, the superior most of the 12 Adityas. Jyotisham Amshuman Ravihi. Among the lights, among all the luminaries, the great luminaries which are considered to be sun, moon, fire, lightning, and stars. These are the two or three of them in the celestial realm: sun, moon, and stars, and lightning, and fire in the terrestrial on earth. So these are the 5 kinds of light. So among these Jyotisham, Anshuman Ravihi. So I am the radiant sun. Anshuman is the one which has a lot of rays, the one which has the bright or radiant sun of the lights. Marutanam Marichihi Asmi. So among the Maruts, the group of wind gods, I am Marichi, the breeze in the vicinity. And Aham Nakshatranam Shashi. So amidst the stars, I am the moon, which basically indicates that the moon is the most prominent object in the night sky. So Adityanam Aham Vishnu,
आदित्यानाम् अहं विष्णुः
Jyotisham Raviramshuman,
ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान्
Marichir Marutamasmi,
मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि
Nakshatranam Aham Shashi.
नक्षत्राणाम् अहं शशि
Vedanam Samavedosmi, Devanam Asmi Vasavaha, Indriyanam Manaschasmi, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. So I am Samaveda among the Vedas. I am Indra among the Devas. Of the sense organs, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am consciousness. So Vedanam Samavedaha Asmi. So among the Vedas, which are the 4 most revealed scriptures of Hinduism, I am Samaveda. You know that there is Rig, Sama, Yajus, and Atharva Vedas. Of these 4, I am Samaveda, which is the source of all our music. Devanam Vasavaha Asmi. Among the deities, among the Devas, I am Vasava or Indra, the king of Devas. Indriyanam Manaha Cha Asmi. Among the Indriyas, among the senses, I am the mind. The mind governs all the senses. So is the mind. Bhutanam Chetana Asmi. Among beings, I am Chetana, consciousness in all living beings. So Vedanam Samavedosmi.
वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि
Devanam Asmi Vasavaha.
देवानाम् अस्मि वासवः
Indriyanam Manaschasmi.
इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि
Bhutanam Asmi Chetana.
भूतानाम् अस्मि चेतना
Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham. So among the Rudras, I am Shankara. Among Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am Kubera. I am Pavaka of fire among the Vasus. And among the mountain peaks, I am Mount Meru. So Rudranam Shankaraha Chasmi. Among the 11 Rudras, the storm gods, I am Shankara, the foremost of them. Then Yaksha Rakshasam Vitteshaha. Of Yakshas and Rakshasas, which are spirits with special powers, I am Vittesha, I am Kubera, the deity of wealth and the king of the Yakshas. So Yakshas are semi-divine and benevolent beings. Rakshasas are evil and notorious beings that disturb the harmony. Vasunam Pavakaha, among the 8 Vasus, which are the deities presiding over the elements of nature, I am Pavaka, fire. And among the various mountains, Shikharinam Meruhu Chaham Asmi. So among the various mountains, I am Meru, the golden mountain, which is at the center of the cosmos. This is a mythical mountain, which is at the center of the cosmos. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi,
रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि
Vittesho Yaksharakshasam,
वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसां
Vasunam Pavakaschasmi,
वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि
Meru Shikharinamaham.
मेरुशिखरिन् मेरुशिखरिणा शिखरिणामहम्
Yes. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha brahaspatim senaninamaham skandah sarasam asmi sagaraha. So of high priests, I am their chief Brahaspati. Of war generals, I am Skanda. Among the waters, I am the ocean. So Partha, Arjuna, Purodhasam Mukhyam Brahaspatim Mam Vidhi. Know me as the most, among the Purodhasam, among the principal priests, Purodhasam, of the principal priests, Mukhyam, the main one is Brahaspati. I am Brahaspati among all high priests. Brahaspati is the chief of the chief priest or the Purohita for the Devas. Then Senaninam Skandaha Aham. So Skanda is the general of the army of gods. So among all generals, I am Skanda. Sarasam Sagaraha Asmi. So among the waters, I am the ocean. The ocean is the greatest of all waters. So Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां
vidhi partha brahaspatim
विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं
senaninam aham skandah
सेनानीनाम् अहं स्कन्दः
sarasam asmi sagaraha.
सरसाम् अस्मि सागरः
Maharshinam bruguraham giram asmi ekam aksharam yajnanam japa yajñosmi sthavaranam himalayaha. Of Maharshis, I am Brighu. Among words, I am the syllable Om. Among Yajnas, I am Japa. Among stationary objects, I am the Himalayas. Aham Maharshinam Briguhu. Among all the Maharshis, I am Brighu, one of the great sages of that time. Giram Ekam Aksharam Asmi. Of all words, Giram, Ekam Aksharam, the single letter, the single syllable, I am that single syllable which is Om. Yajnanam Japa Yajnaha Asmi. Among all the various Yajnas, I am Japa, which is the recitation or chanting of divine names or sacred verses, either mentally or in a low voice. So when we do Japa, it is something completely we are focusing on the words, what we are saying. It is the easiest and the best form of the all the yajnas worship, because japa doesn't cost any money, it doesn't need any paraphernalia. If you want to perform a Vedic yajna, it costs a lot of money and materials, manpower, resources, all these things. Here japa can be done by anybody, anywhere. The moment you have few minutes free, you can meditate and you can do japa. So japa also refers to meditation, but here specifically kind of recitation of certain divine names and sacred verses, or manana on contemplation on some of the things which has been learned and heard, that can be taken as japa. Maharshinam Bruguraham
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं
Giramasmyekam Aksharam
गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरं
Yajnanam japa yajñosmi.
Yajnanam japayajñosmi.
Thavaranam Himalayah.
Sthavaranam Himalayah.
So among the Sthavara, what is stationary, I am the Himalaya because it's the greatest of mountains. Ashvattah sarvavrikshanam devarshinam cha naradah gandharvanam chitraratah siddhanam kapilo munihi. Of all the trees, I am Ashwattha. I am Narada among the divine seers. Of Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha, and I am sage Kapila among the Siddhas. So Sarva Vrikshanam Ashwattha. Among all the trees, I am the Ashwattha, which is the sacred fig tree or Ficus religiosa. Then Devarshinam Narada. Among the divine seers, I am Devarshi Narada. In fact, Devarshi, when we say, almost it has become synonymous with Narada. Gandharvanam Chitraratha. So the Gandharvas are a group of divine artists and musicians, and Chitraratha is their king. So I am the king of Gandharvas. And Siddhas, so Siddhanam Kapilaha Munihi Chasmi. So among the Siddhas, who are people who have attained a high degree of perfection, I am Kapila Muni. Kapila is again one of the great seers. So Ashwattah Sarva Vrikshanam
Ashvattha Sarvavrikshanam.
Devarshinam cha Naradaha
Devarshinam cha Narada.
Gandharvanam Chitraratah
Gandharvanam Chitraratha.
Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi.
Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi.
Uchchaishravasam Ashwanam Vidhi Mam Amrutodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam cha Naradhipam. So among horses, I am Uchchaishravas, which is born of Amrita. Of mighty elephants, I am Airavata. Among men, I am the king. So Ashwanam Amrutodbhavam Uchchaishravasam. Of horses, I am Uchchaishravas, which came out of the Amrita, which the legendary cosmic ocean was churned for the sake of Amrita, which is the nectar of immortality or elixir of eternal life. And during the churning of the ocean, Uchchaishravas and Airavata came out. Uchchaishravas is the great horse of Indra, and Airavata is his famous white-colored elephant. So Gajendranam Airavatam. So among all elephants, I am Airavata. Naranam Naradhipam cha Mam Vidhi. So know me as the king among men. Uchchaishravasam Ashwanam
Uchchaishravasam
Vidhi Mam Amrutodbhavam
Vidhimam Amritodbhavam
Airavatam Gajendranam
Airavatam Gajendranam
Naranam cha Naradhipam.
Naranam cha Naradhipam.
Then Ayudhanam Aham Vajram Dhenunam Asmi Kamadhuk Prajanaschasmi Kandarpaha Sarpanam Asmi Vasukihi. So among the weapons, I am Vajra, the Vajrayudha. I am Kamadhenu among cows. Of instincts for procreation, I am Kandarpa. Of Sarpas, I am Vasuki. So Aham Ayudhanam Vajram Asmi. So Vajrayudha is the thunderbolt weapon of Indra. So among all the Ayudhas, I am Vajrayudha, a great weapon. Dhenunam Kamadhuk Asmi. So Kamadhenu or Kamadhuk is the cosmic cow which fulfills all the wishes. It is a wish fulfilling cow. So among all cows, I am Kamadhenu. Then Prajanaha Kandarpaha. So Kandarpa is the is Manmata, the deity of love. So perhaps the best way to fulfill the instinct of procreation is through mutual love rather than just physical interaction or physical intercourse just for the sake of it. So God of love. So when there is love between two people, that is the greatest among the instincts for procreation, for having progeny. Then Sarpanam Vasukihi Asmi. So Vasuki is the king of Sarpas, which are a group of serpents that live on land. So among the sarpas, the serpents, I am Vasuki, which is who is the king. So Ayudhanam aham Vajram,
आयुधानाम् अहं वज्रं
Dhenunam asmi Kamadhuk,
धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक्
Prajanaschasmi Kandarpaha,
प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः
Sarpanam asmi Vasukihi.
सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः
Then Anantaschasmi Naganam Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrnam Aryama Chasmi Yama Samyamatam Aham. Among the Nagas, I am Ananta. I am Varuna among the water creatures. I am Aryama or Aryaman among the ancestors. And among the enforcers of law and order, I am Yama. So Naganam Anantaha cha Asmi. Among the Nagas, I am Ananta. Ananta is the infinite snake on which Lord Vishnu reclines, right? And Nagas are a group of multi-hooded snakes. So among the Nagas, I am Ananta. Aham Yadasam Varunaha. Among all the water creatures, I am Varuna. Pitrnam cha Aryama Asmi. Aryama is the noblest of all ancestors. Okay, so among the Pitras, among the ancestors, I am uh, Aryama. Then finally, he says, Sanyamatam Yamaha Aham. So among the people who are bringing in Sanyama, people who are enforcing law and order, I'm Yama, who is the deity of death. So he accords punishments to people during their afterlife for their papa, whatever they have committed in their life. He accords the rewards to people during their afterlife for the punya that they have done. So based on the papa, they are sent to Naraka. If they are done punya, they are sent to Swarga. But he is the one who is enforcing the ultimate law. So therefore, Yama is the foremost of the law enforcers. So Anantaschasmi Naganam
अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां
Varuno Yadasamaham
वरुणो यादसामहं
Pitrinam Aryama Chasmi
पितॄणाम् अर्यमा चास्मि
Yama Sanyamatamaham.
यमः संयमतामहं
Yamaha Sanyamatam Aham. Yes. Then Prahaladaschasmi Daityanam Kala Kalayatamaham Mriganam cha Mrigendroham Vainateyascha Pakshinam. So among the Daityas, I am Prahalada. Of all measures, I am time. Among animals, I am the king of animals, which is the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda. So Daityeshu Prahladaha cha asmi. Among the Daityas, the children of sage Kashyapa and his second wife Diti, who was a sister of Aditi, and these Daityas are of demonic nature. However, Prahlada was born in a family of Daityas to Hiranyakashipu, but was very, very virtuous. So among the Daityas, the best was Prahlada. Then Aham Kalayatsu Kalaha. Among whatever can be measured, of all measures, I am time. Because time is very is ethereal. It's very hard to measure time, right? It's one of the subtlest thing to measure. So among all measures, I am time. Aham mrigeshu mrigendraha cha. So among all animals, I am the king of animals. I am the lion. Pakshishu vainateya cha. So among all birds, I am Vainateya, the eagle, Garuda, which is the king of birds. So I am Vainateya among all the Pakshi. So Prahladaschasmi Daityanam
प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां
Kala Kalayatamaham
कालः कलयतामहं
Mriganam cha Mrigendroham
मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं
Vainateyascha Pakshinam.
वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणां
Pavanaha Pavatamasmi Ramashastra Jhashanam Makaraschasmi Srotasamasmi Jahnavi. So among the things that purify, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. Among the fish, I am the crocodile, and of the rivers, I am Ganga. Aham pavatam pavanaha asmi. Among pavatam, I am of the things that purify. I am pavana. Pavana is wind. Wind is also called pavana because it purifies. When there is a nice wind, fresh breeze, it purifies the whole thing. So among all the purifiers, I am the wind. It is the best air purifier, the wind, right? Then Shastra Bhratam Ramaha. Among all the wielders of weapon, I am Bhagavan Rama. Rama is the hero of the Ramayana, right? Then Jhashanam Makaraha. Makaraha Asmi. So among all the fishes, I am crocodile. So here again, we should not think that crocodile is a fish, but crocodile which lives among the fish is far more powerful than all of them. It is the most, it's the deadliest of all the aquatic animals, right? So aham, he says Jashanam Makaraha Asmi. Then Srotasam cha Jahnavi Asmi. Among all the rivers that flow, I am Ganga. Jahnavi is Ganga. Ganga is a sacred river that flows in North India. It's very, very important for all Hindus, right? So among the rivers, I am Ganga. Pavanaha Pavatam Asmi.
Pavanaha pavatamasmi.
Ramaha Shastrabhritamaham.
Ramaha shastrabhritamaham.
Jashanam Makaraschasmi.
Shashanam makaraschasmi.
Srotasamasmi Janhavi.
Srotasamasmi Janhavi.
Sarganam Adirantascha Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravadatamaham. So I am the beginning, middle, and end of all manifestations. Among all the branches of knowledge, I am the knowledge of the Supreme Self. And among all arguments, I am Vada. Arjuna, aham eva sarganam adihi antaha madhyam cha. So among of all manifestation, of all creations, I am the beginning, adi, madhyam, middle, and antaha, which is the end. So the beginning, middle, and end of all creations, that is me. And vidyanam adhyatma vidya, of all branches of knowledge, of all vidyas, I am Adhyatma Vidya, the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge that takes to the realization of one's own self. And finally, he says, Aham Pravadatam Vadaha. Among all the arguments, among all the types of debates, I am Vada. Vada is a discussion between two people without the need for an adjudicator or a mediator or a judge. And the sole intention of a Vada is to get closer to the truth with our joint intellectual prowesses. If it is a jalpa, that is a debate, then there are two parties, both of them trying to outdo each other. There is a judge, there is a group of people who are adjudicating whether this person made a statement, whether that person used bad language, whether this person did a contempt of court. All these things are required when two people are fighting against each other, arguing against each other. But Vada is the highest level of debating where they are engaging in a discussion for mutual enrichment, to learn from one another and jointly reach the high state of what the truth is. Sarganam Adirantascha. Oh, sorry, I have to unmute you for something. Yeah. Sarganam
Adirantascha.
Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna.
Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna.
Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam.
Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam.
Vada Pravadatamaham.
Vada Pravadatamaham.
Aksharanam akarosmi dvandvaha samasikasya cha aham evakshaya kalo dhataham vishvato mukhaha. Dhataham vishvato mukhaha. So I am A among letters, dvandva among samasas. I am the everlasting time and I am the omnipresent sustainer. Aksharanam akaraha asmi. Among all the letters of the alphabet, I am Akara. A. A is the first of the alphabet. In Devanagari, in Sanskrit, in Kannada, in Indian languages, is the first letter. So Akara is the first opening. So the first foremost of the letters is A. So I am A among letters. Samasikasya dvandvaha cha. So among the samasikasya of the samasas, I am dvandva samasa. So in Sanskrit language, samasa is a very elegant system of formation of compound words. So we are able to put words together and create meaning out of it. So it is a particular method for forming compound words. We have different samasa like tat purusha samasa, bahuvrihi samasa, dvandva samasa, and so on. Out of which dvandva samasa is something which elegantly combines two words where both the words have equal importance. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know exactly, but probably that's the reason why Dvandva Samasa is more important. So when we say Ramascha Lakshmanascha, Rama Lakshmanau is a Samasa. Rama and Lakshmana. So both of them have equal importance. Right? So like that, among the Samasas, Dvandva is probably the foremost according to him. And aham eva akshayah kalaha. I am the everlasting time, never ending. Akshaya is something which doesn't have destruction. Everlasting time. And aham vishwato mukha dhata, the omnipresent sustainer. Vishwato mukha, all pervading dhata, sustainer, nourisher, and so on. Shilpa, can we make Gauri as the co-host?
Yes, she is.
Okay,
I
so
made
otherwise having to unmute every time.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
akarosmi,
Aksharanam akarosmi.
dvandvah samasikasya cha,
Dvandvaha samasikasya cha.
ahamevakshayah kalo,
Ahamevakshayah kalo.
dhataham vishwato mukhaha.
Dhataham vishwato mukhaha.
Mrityuh sarva haraschaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam kirti shrir vakcha narinam smritir medha dhiti kshama. So he says, I am death that destroys all, and I am the origin of beings yet to be born. And of women, I am fame, fortune, eloquence, memory, intelligence, firmness, and forgiveness. So aham sarva haraha mrityucha. I am the death that destroys everything, that completely wipes out everything. Bhavishyatam udbhavaha. I'm also the source or the origin of all the beings yet to be born. So both Srishti and Laya, I am responsible for that. Narinam, of women, I am fame. Kirtihi, Shrihi is fortune. Vak is eloquence and speech. In this case, Smriti is memory. Medha is intellect. Dhriti is firmness and fortitude. Kshama is forbearance and forgiveness. So here, this verse we can easily remember that when in the 9th chapter, at the end of the 9th chapter, when he said women and Vaishyas and Shudras and Papayonis are all, even they will get the highest level. People might have thought, okay, Krishna does not have a good opinion of women. But here he is listing out all the great qualities that are there in women. Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama, and so on. So of women, these are the high best qualities that are there. So this is another, just as a simple cross reference, we can use this verse to highlight that actually it is the intention of that verse is very different. So mrityu sarva haraschaham.
Mrityu sarva haraschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kirtihi shrir vakcha narinam.
Kirtihi shrir vakcha narinam.
Smritir medha dhritihi kshama.
Smritir medha dhriti kshama.
You can see that many people even have these names, right? Kirti, Shri, then Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama. All these are very common names in India because they represent these qualities. The idea of giving a name to the child is to see to we hope the parents hope that they will represent this particular quality or particular trait and so on. So well, like I said, the 10th and 11th will move pretty quickly. We covered good ground today and we will resume tomorrow. Thank you so much. Om Tat Sat.